the black fury inside her. The fury whispered to her that she would never be loved and made her mouth water at the mention of blood. She would slowly push the rage back inside and struggle to control it. Then she would put on her crown, emerge from her tent, say good morning to her Yerkai bodyguards, greet her advisors, Sir Goran, Cheshire, Starry Belft and Barkhan, and climb on her devil steed. Her army would continue making their way north. Each calculated, queenly step was exhausting. Her waking hours were filled with both longing and hatred for Wardley. She carried the weight of her love for him on her shoulders and in her chest. As they had marched north from the Darklands, he rode behind her, his eyes never leaving her back for long. Everywhere she turned, he was there, and each time their eyes met, Dinah was flooded with fresh pain. They hadn't spoken since that afternoon beside the waterfall, when he had broken her heart into pieces. But it wasn't for Wardley's lack of trying. Every afternoon, he greeted Dinah with a tray of lunch and awkwardly attempted to explain himself to her. She brushed him off without words, leaving him in the tent with the tray of bread in his hands. He was desperate for her forgiveness, and she would not give it, not now when the sight of him made her physically sick. Dinah knew that he wished for her to know he still cared for her. What he couldn't understand was that for Dinah, it was torturous to see him. 2 nights ago, when she awoke to him sitting on the edge of her bed and staring at her, Dinah finally forced her mouth to form the words. "Wardley." Her voice was barely a pleading whisper, choked with a restrained sob. "Please, leave me alone. I can't bear to be near you right now." Wardley reached for her hand, but Dinah turned away and buried herself under a Yerkai feather blanket. "If you care for me, you will leave." Finally, when it became apparent that she would not speak with him, Wardley sighed and stood. "Please don't cut me off from you." "Go!" she snapped. "Fine. I'll do as you ask now. But I will not leave your side once the battle begins, so don't ask me. I don't care what you command. Do you understand?" Dinah finally gave a slight nod, praying that he would leave before her tears overtook her. She heard the tent flap open, and when she turned around he had vanished into the early morning darkness, leaving her alone with a shattered heart. Days had passed since then, and the pain was as fresh as an open wound. "It's good to take a break, Your Majesty," muttered Kirshan, one of her 2 Yerkai bodyguards. Dinah blinked in the sunlight. Morte stamped impatiently. She took a minute to shake herself awake and glanced behind her. The sight was staggering. Thousands of men were spread across the plains like an ominous shadow that passed over the land. 100 yards behind her, her advisors rode in an unregimented clump. Behind them, a line of 2,000 Yerkai warriors on their sleek steeds moved smoothly as if they were of one mind. From up here, she thought, you would never know that they were a mostly peaceful and pleasant people. From here, they looked like a dark blot of death. Dinah swallowed hard. As they would be, for those who fought for the king. Almost half a mile behind the Yerkai marched the weary spades and rogue cards, a large horde of cantankerous and brutal men clothed in black that inched slowly across the grass-blown plain. They were all fighting for Dinah, but they fought for their own reasons. The spades, because of their unequal status within the cards. The Yerkai, because of hundreds of years of violent grievances with Wonderland Palace. A vastly larger group of Yerkai soldiers, led by their chief, Mundu, marched their way to Wonderland Palace from the north. Dinah and her motley bunch were to meet them there on the day of battle. They would crush the larger card army from both sides, Mundu attacking from the north side of Wonderland Palace, and Dinah's